This year has been full of unexpected twists and turns. No matter how you spent this summer, you have strengths and skills that can be utilized in a future career. My name is Melissa Thiriez, and I work in the Career Center on the Employer Connections team. This summer, we have heard from students who had internships or jobs go virtual, had internships or jobs canceled, students that were seeking alternate plans when their original choices didn't work out, students that had to take care of their families, who are essential workers or who had lost their jobs, and students that were stressed and nervous about their futures. No matter how you spent this summer, this video will focus on how to identify, articulate, and relate your strengths and skills and translate them on your resume or in a conversation with a future employer. Part of making the most of your summer and your future job search is making sure that you see the value in whatever you did. Research suggests that adopting a strengths mindset versus a deficit mindset can help give you the motivation and persistence that will help in a job and internship search. Deficit mindset might mean that you're feeling stuck or that you missed out on your in-person experience or maybe a job offer that was rescinded. But a strengths mindset can help focus on the opportunities instead, like deepening a relationship with your recruiter or having extra time to investigate your options or gaining some of the skills that you're hoping to build through other means other than in person.
Hi, I'm Amy Peterson, and I'm one of the career development specialists in the Career Center who works with Melissa. As Melissa mentioned, really whatever you did this summer, you're here, you've shown resiliency, adaptability, and those are two highly sought after skill sets by employers. And that's what they look for in their candidates. So they know that those who can have strengths, a strengths mindset, as Melissa mentioned, and even thrive in an unpredictable environment will be able to take on any challenge that comes their way. So let's take a look at some of the skills that they seek. So each year, the National Association of Colleges and Employers surveys employers about what attributes employers seek on a college student's resume or even a recent graduate. You don't have to have had an internship to be able to show that you have some of these skills. By the way, adaptability is listed as number 11 this year. So you can read through, take some time to read through in terms of it and think about, how do I have these skills? What are ways that I had received them? On the next slide, you can think about basically on and off-campus jobs, projects, club involvement, and even volunteer work that may have created experiences where you utilize these skills. So you might be thinking, well, how do then I articulate them? Through what we call accomplishment statements. Accomplishment statement, different from say a job task, allows you to better explain the impact you had through an experience. We will go through some examples in the next few slides. But in the meantime, in any job experience, you typically have a set of tasks that you complete. However, the tasks themselves may or may not be directly related to what you want to do. And just by listing them out and saying what you did on a job doesn't necessarily make you stand out from others as well. However, we have the accomplishment statement. So on the next slide, if you think more deeply about a situation you had, it's kind of the context of it. It doesn't need to be on a daily basis, but maybe there was a problem you helped to solve. Problem solving, right? Or you asked your manager if you could work on an additional project. You took initiative. And that action, the second one in the series here, resulted in something positive. You are better showing who you are as a person, your skills, and your potential impact. And no longer is it important that you completed some mundane task that has nothing to do with what you want to do, but instead you're showing your transferable skills and your impact. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples now. Here are various ways you and your peers may have pivoted to the sheltering in place that took place in March. Likely your plans changed in some way, so take some time to pause and think about what changed for you, including online schooling, and how you may have taken a different approach or action that had a positive outcome. You may even want to use how you're utilizing your summer to prepare for fall recruiting by taking this Career Boost series, for example, which would show organization, initiative, and work ethic. So if you think about them in skill sense. So go ahead and pause the video to review these examples and to create your own accomplishment statement from this summer. So on the next slide, same thing on this. You may have had to take any job to help maybe cover some expenses. Maybe you didn't get that internship but took on a regular job, or you've had side jobs before. Read through these examples. Maybe one of them will remind you of a similar experience that you had and help you to create your own. So again, go ahead and pause the video to create your own accomplishment statement. And finally, here are some examples that may help you come up with your own as well. You can also find more information on writing accomplishment statements using action verbs for your resume, along with a list of action verbs on our website under our job prep toolkit. I'll share the link for that at the end. So again, I'm gonna have you pause and read through these, and I really challenge you to write one more accomplishment statement. Okay. When you start thinking of your experiences in this manner, you can articulate your skills and attributes in many scenarios, including those listed here and more. So as you know, Melissa had said earlier, there's a lot of different ways that you're going to be able, if you have that open mindset, to be able to share some of what we're talking about, no matter what you did this summer and in the past. Since you're learning how to articulate transferable skills, your challenge is going to be to write an elevator pitch that you can share with anyone in almost any situation when the time is right. So what is an elevator pitch? It's basically a clear, brief message or commercial about you. It communicates who you are, what you're looking for, and how you can benefit a company or organization. It's typically about 30 seconds because it's the amount of time it takes for you to go from the first floor to the last floor and be able to pitch to somebody about yourself. So you can simply start with a basic pitch by filling in the blanks. It's even a good idea to then read it out loud so that you can see how it feels. So I'll give you an example and read mine. Hi, my name is Amy Peterson. I'm a sophomore at Santa Clara University studying neuroscience. I'm interested in pursuing work in the biotechnology field and have completed a number of lab courses as well as worked as a research assistant. As a result, I've developed strong scientific and ethical and analytical skills and want to work for a company that impacts people's health. I'd love to talk to you more about what kind of impact I can have at your company. Here's my resume. So it's if you do this and you go ahead and you practice it, you can pause the video and try it for yourself, filling just in the blanks to get a start for how it might feel to share this elevator pitch. But please know, for most of us, it is a little weird to talk about ourselves or to boast about our accomplishments. But how else will an employer know what skills you have and how valuable you are? Okay. So on the next slide, I have some more creative and thought out examples that I encourage you to read and get a sense of how they might sound to you, and then decide what works best for you. Because it will be important to make this a genuine statement of your own, one that you start out thinking through, writing down, but then one that ultimately will become natural to you to share. So I'll give you a few moments, or you can pause to read through these, or on the next slide, I want you to go ahead and finally do this for yourself. So you're not going to fill in blanks this time. This time, I want you to answer these questions to help you get started and make this your very own genuine elevator pitch. So start off with thinking about who are you? Your major, your year, your school. What are you looking for, including your why? Think about what motivates you. Did you have an experience that led you to know what you're interested in? Hopefully you'll be able to tie what you're looking for to something that the employer, can help you find. But you never know until you share what you want. What have you done? What do you have to offer that is relevant to what you're looking for, using one or two experiences or accomplishments? This is basically what you just did going through this video. You've already written at least 3. If your plans changed this summer, we'd like you to include how you pivoted and what was the positive result or impact of that. This will prepare you in getting that positive mindset, and for if an employer does ask you, what did you do last summer? Or how did things change for you? Or how did you make the most during the pandemic? So those are all things to get you started with your very own elevator pitch. And then the key will be to practice, practice, practice. But for additional information and resources, please visit our website at scu.edu/cc, or you can use the QR code here. And the Job Prep Toolkit has a number of resources. Under the resume section is a whole section on writing accomplishment statements, as well as writing an elevator pitch. So thank you for your time, and I wish you the best.